Arizona, homeowner's best friend.
So we're going to flat paint the ceiling, and I would generally do that in kind of a soft white.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. White.
Regardless what I pick for the walls, I would generally not paint the ceiling. Like me personally, is that consistent?
That's the most popular choice from our customers is yes, to go white on the ceilings. In my house, I have white on the ceilings, and it just opens the room up, makes it feel a lot bigger when you do that.
And if the ceilings are already white, depending on your light, it can be hard to see where you are in that process. Mm-hmm. Have you seen the paint that supposedly goes on a light pink but dries white so you can see where you're at?
I've heard of that. I mean, obviously we use it with sheetrock mud. They have that, but we haven't used that for paint. So I haven't used it specifically, but I have heard of it. Yeah.
I was always curious if that worked. So
a couple tricks on painting the ceiling, on getting the paint on the ceiling.
Yes. So the first trick is just to make sure everything underneath the ceiling is covered. Yeah. So it's so easy, whether if you're rolling the ceiling or spraying, to get drips, a little bit of overspray if you're using a sprayer, for something to get on the floor, furniture, anything like that. Biggest thing is to cover everything first to make sure you don't get any of that.
I would tell folks, let's mask the walls off. Mm-hmm. Okay. So describe how you mask.
Yeah, if you're not going to paint the walls, then yes, you want to use tape up at the top, starting at the top corner where the wall meets the ceiling. You're going to use, usually some 1.5, 2 inch tape. You're going to have plastic basically drape down, covering the whole wall, and you're going to tape it up at the top, starting there and kind of working your way around the room.
Do you lay a string of tape and then take the masking machine and tape to that, or do you just
use the masking machine typically?
Just right straight to the ceiling line?
Yeah, that's the quickest and we found most efficient way to do that.
Okay, so then that unfolds and drops down to the ground. I tell people all the time, think twice before you use plastic on the floor.
Yes, I can't tell you how many times we've had customers that have said that they tried painting themselves, plastic off the carpet, and then they went in there, put a step ladder on the plastic, and then ripped a hole in it, didn't realize, and then they got drips of paint on the carpet. And I always would recommend using drop cloths on floors.
And aside from the rip, if you step in it, the drop cloth will absorb it, the plastic. If you step on that, you're tracking that everywhere now.
Yep. Yeah. Or, if you're using a pan for a roller and, you don't paint very often and you get a little messy and you spill a little bit of it, well, it's going to just be able to seep right through the plastic onto your floors.
Rosie on the house, every Arizona homeowner's best